All right, y'all, let's talk about this one here real quick. Dione Barbosa gets a big submission win over Diana Belbita. I pretty much felt it was going to go this way. I just didn't really think Diana Belbita had anything in her arsenal that was going to be trouble for Barbosa. Barbosa's only had a few fights in the UFC, but I see a lot of growth in her. Physical strength, um, ground game, the toughness, and in this fight, the striking. I mean, Diana Belbita is the one coming in as a national kickboxing champion, but she was getting outstruck by the grappler here. I mean, Dione Barbosa, she was the one pumping the jab out in this fight, just out jabbing and out punching the kickboxer here. So I just saw Barbosa all around outgunning her, and of course on the ground, I knew it was going to be just a matter of time before she got her down to the ground. It was just going to utilize that grappling and that strength and just overpower her till she was going to get a submission. I was thinking she was going to get her in an arm bar at some point, or rear naked choke, but she got the arm triangle and just, locked it in tight. Diana Belbita had no choice but to tap. So, yeah, man, just looking back at the performance here, even like the past performances of Belbita, I just never really seen her have anything that really stood out. I'm surprised she's still here, or she's been here this long in the UFC, honestly, because, even at whether it's 125 or even at 115, I just never really seen her stand out. Like, there was never an argument I could make to say she's losing at 125, but she looks better at 115, or vice versa. Like with Jillian Robertson, she was outgunned by these bigger girls. She was just not strong enough to hang with the flyweights. But when she moved down to 115, you see her starting to look a lot better, and she's thriving, right? But Belbita, she kind of fights the same all around. And on top of that, like I said, she just doesn't really have anything that stands out to me. Like, as a national kickboxing champion, I'm expecting her to fight tall and long at 115, do like Marina Rodriguez at least, and fight a little bit more educated, pump the jab out, throw the right hand over the top, and fight tall. But she spends too much time trying to, hunch over and fight in the pocket, and throw those overhand rights. She's not really using her reach, especially even at 125. She doesn't really have the strength to grapple. She's not really that strong to stay in the pocket with these girls. She needs to fight tall even at 125, but she just wasn't able to do it. She wanted to throw overhand rights. She connected a few times on Barbosa, but overall, Barbosa was just eating those shots. He was eating them and then coming back with her own jab, just slamming that jab in Belbita's face till eventually, she just overpowered her and said, "I'm done striking. Let me take this fight to the ground." Got that top position, and I mean, she was just out muscling her in that half guard till finally she just locked that arm triangle in. So yeah, good, easy win. I won't say, well, it was an easy win, for Barbosa. I never like to say before the fight they're going to have easy time, because you just never know. But overall, with the growth from Barbosa, it was easy work for her. Definitely easy work. So hopefully moving on from here, we can see Dione Barbosa, matched up against some of these other flyweights. I like to see her in there with Petrovic at some point, or Luana Carolina, somebody a little bit more seasoned on the feet. If Luana Carolina can make weight, somebody like that, or wherever Melissa Gatto is. I want to see Melissa Gatto get back in action. So, yeah, those are the flyweights that I want to see her in there with. I think Barbosa still has a promising chance to get to top 15. I just think she needs to polish some things up. Thankfully, she is. Thankfully, she's throwing that jab. Most of these fighters out there don't be jabbing enough, but Barbosa, she's pumping it out there as a grappler. She's pumping it out there, throwing that jab out. Then eventually, she's taking the fight to the ground. All right, so yeah, Barbosa, I like what I'm seeing from her. Definitely would like to see her, make her way to the top 15. Diana Belbita, pretty much, this might be it. This might be it for her. She's only had, 2 wins in the UFC. I believe it was Oliveira and Gloria DePaula. Other than that, she's lost every other fight she's fought. Molly McCann 2 times as well. So I think along with her and Estela Nunes and Demopoulos from Saturday night, they better be on guard, man. They better be watching. I mean, Demopoulos might have a little bit more stock just because of the whole, the pole dancing thing and things like that, jumping in everybody's arms. She has that kind of character that might keep her around just a little bit longer. We don't know. But those performances are questionable where, they need to be worried between her and Estela Nunes. But yeah, overall they were good fights, though. Good performances, by the winners here. I saw a lot of growth from Barbosa. Alencar, which I'm going to talk about in another video, and Loma. But yeah, this fight here, good solid win for Barbosa. Definitely want to see her stepping it up against, some bigger competition eventually, because I think she has some skills to get to top 15. But let me know, guys, what y'all thought of the fight. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.